Welcome back, everyone. So my MJ and Trump video decided to find its way on a main page somewhere and picked up a lot of views and gave me 100 more subscribers. Now, for the people who did join, if you don't know, I am a Trump supporter. That doesn't mean you need to unsubscribe or leave me hate comments, which you can anyway, it doesn't matter. What I want you to do is start understanding what's going on, because Trump has been cleared of basically everything they accuse him of. He's not a racist. He loves every American citizen. He loves MJ. So if you're an MJ fan, you should start to understand that MJ and Trump are being attacked the same way. And that should give you a clue as to what it is that the Democrats and the elites do when they don't like someone. They attack them to the point of either killing them or trying to get them thrown in prison, blah, blah, blah. So if you do want to unsubscribe, that's perfectly fine as well. I just hope you stick around for this journey that we're all on in called life. But for today, let's go into Barack Obama. Because now that it's known that Trump was spied on and his campaign was spied on and everybody in his circle, and it came out that there is no Russian collusion. Look at this beautiful article from CNN.com, which I'll leave a link in the description. Mueller report looks bad for Obama. This to me is them preparing people for what's about to come. As President of the United States, Barack Obama had to give permission for this to occur. And if he did, he actively took part in a coup, which is trying to overthrow the incoming administration. Before, that never happened because they were all on the same page. I'm going to post the picture again of Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, Jimmy Carter, Bush Jr., Bush Sr., all on the same stage trying to tell us that Trump's a monster, when in reality these people have gone around bombing countries for the last 30, 40 years and plummeting the United States into debt and poverty and pain and suffering for a lot of Americans. So let's read this article. The partisan warfare over the Mueller report will rage, but one thing cannot be denied. Former President Barack Obama looks just plain bad. On his watch, the Russians meddled in our democracy while his administration did nothing about it. Now, mind you, I'm going to show you guys, this is a Mueller's report looked bad for Obama, but Obama's face is not on the article. So, there goes CNN's bias again. It still shows Trump, Robert Mueller, and William Barr, three white guys. This is about Obama. Why are you still showing these other faces when this is about Obama? The Mueller report flatly states that Russia began interfering in American democracy in 2014. If I am not mistaken, so the Russians began interfering in the election in 2014. Trump didn't announce his run for presidency until June 16th of 2015 in Trump Tower. We all remember that day. That's the day that the elites decided their next target. The Obama administration knew this was going on and yet did nothing. In 2016, Obama's national security advisor, Susan Rice, told her staff to stand down and knock it off as they drew up plans to strike back against the Russians, according to an account from Michael Isikoff and David Korn in their book Russian Roulette, the inside story of Putin's war on America and the election of Donald J. Trump. So let's discuss why Susan Rice would tell her staff to stand down. Did they know in 2016, this is a whole year after Trump announced his presidency and 2 years after the Russians began interfering. So they knew in 2014 that the Russians were interfering. Trump announces his presidency in 2015. Susan Rice and the Barack Obama administration is telling their staff to stand down and not try to stop the Russians from doing this. Why would that happen? Would it make sense that in 2015 when Trump announced his presidency, they started cooking up, they started chefing up this plan to take him down? That would make sense, right? Why wouldn't they start cooking up this plan? They want Hillary to win. All of the neocon Republicans want Hillary to win because Trump is a non-interventionist, bring all the troops home kind of president, whereas these people want our troops out there fighting and spending trillions of dollars so that these people can funnel money into their own personal accounts. So a whole year after Trump announces his presidency, Susan Rice is telling her staff to stand down and knock it off. Because they didn't want them striking back against the Russians. By 2016, I am 100% certain that the Barack Obama administration knew that they were going to use Russia as a way to try and get Trump out of office, if he were to win. Now, mind you, none of them actually thought he was going to win. The article continues. Why did Obama go so soft on Russia? My opinion is that it was because he was singularly focused on the nuclear deal with Iran. So here is CNN's bias right here, right? Because this is what they do with everyone. These people are one-dimensional human beings. In your life, do you just focus on one thing and let everything else fall apart? No, you got to learn how to run everything. I have to learn how to work third shift, 9 p.m. to 5:30 a.m. and then go to construction first shift and then come sit here and talk to you guys about these things. I have to learn how to juggle all that and focus on my health and my emotions and my happiness and try to make sure that all these things are one, whatever. But apparently they're trying to say that Obama couldn't do that, right? I believe Obama is a very intelligent human being. You see, I never disrespected Obama as far as his intelligence goes. I never said Obama wasn't my president. I never sat there and said Barack Obama was a racist, even though he let Michael Jackson die, even though he let Dr. Sebi die under his watch. I never called him a racist, even though our communities plummeted into poverty. Black, Hispanic communities, and many white people as well. I don't understand why people think racism has a color. Racism has never had a color. Who did the white man buy the black man from back in slavery times? Who did they buy them from? You think that white people were in Africa selling black slaves to white people? Or was it black people in Africa selling black slaves to black people? And you guys know that white people were slaves too. There's been slavery for forever. Now we're at a point where we can all talk to each other and say, oh, maybe we don't need to do this. Maybe we can all just work together and make the world a better place. I think we only take up like 10% of the world's land. So we got plenty of space. We got plenty of resources. Clearly the elites got trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars. So no, I don't believe that Barack Obama was only focused on the nuclear deal with Iran, which in and of itself was a terrible deal, just like the Uranium One, which we'll get into in a second. Obama wanted Putin in the deal. And to stand up to him and election interference would have Obama upset that negotiation. This turned out to be a disastrous policy decision. No. If the deal was so great and it would benefit Russia and everybody else, Russia would have went into that. And Obama could have came out and said, hey, do not mess with our elections. It's basically what Trump's doing right now. Trump's going around doing deals with everyone while telling them to stay out of our way. That's what a man does. That's what a real president does. But no, Obama's and his administration, Hillary and the rest of them, were selling themselves. Why tell Russia to stand down when we could just blame it on Trump? We could just say Trump was working with them to interfere, even though there was never evidence. So let's jump into Uranium One. When Barack Obama on camera, which we can watch together.
It was meant to be a private chat on the summit sidelines, but when Barack Obama told Dmitry Medvedev he'd have more flexibility on difficult issues like missile defense after the US election, TV cameras were rolling.
My last election, yeah. And after my election, I have more flexibility.
I understand. I transmit this information to Vladimir and stand with me.
That is, of course, Russia's incoming president, Vladimir Putin.
So on camera, we have Barack Obama sitting here saying that this is my last election. After this election, I'll have more flexibility. Why would Barack Obama be telling the Russians that after his presidency, he'll have more flexibility? We already had the Uranium One deal go down in 2010, the same year that Michael was killed, where a company called Uranium One, it is a Canadian company with headquarters in Toronto, but since 2013 is wholly owned by the Russian state-owned nuclear corporation Rosatom. And in this deal, America sold Russia 20% of our uranium. Now, can you imagine our government, uranium, which is used for nuclear weapons, selling 20% of that to our worst enemy? Does that make any sense? This gave Russia, where is it? This gave Russia control of uranium from Asia all the way into our hemisphere. According to the Democrats, if you're new to the channel, you'll start to realize that my camera likes to cut off on me. So here's a New York Times article. Cash flow to the Clinton Foundation aimed Russia uranium deal. The headline on the website said that Russian nuclear energy conquers the world. The article in 2013 detailed how the Russian Atomic Energy Agency Rosatom had taken over a Canadian company with uranium mining stakes stretching from Central Asia to American West. The deal made Rosatom one of the world's largest uranium producers and brought Mr. Putin closer to his goal of controlling much of the global uranium supply. So who is it that's in cahoots or collusion or whatever it is that you want to call it? Who is it that's in fact colluding with Russia to make the United States a very dangerous place to be when the rest of the world hates us because Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, Jimmy Carter, the Bushes, Bush Jr., Bush Sr., when these individuals have gone around blowing up countries and going to war with countries that we had no business going to war with, why would we then go ahead and give away the material that is used to make nuclear weapons? But the untold story behind that story is one that involves not just the Russian president, but also a former American president and a woman who would like to be the next one. At the heart of the tale are several men, leaders of the Canadian mining industry, who have been major donors to charitable endeavors of former President Bill Clinton and his family. Members of that group built, financed, and eventually sold off to the Russians a company that would become known as Uranium One. Beyond mines in Kazakhstan that are among the most lucrative in the world, the sale gave the Russians control of 1/5 of all uranium production capacity in the United States. Oh man. This is the New York Times trying to explain to you guys. Obviously they're not going to say it like this. Right? They're not going to come out because they're a part of it. You know, all of these corporations and medias that get paid millions of dollars to lie to us, they're all a part of it. So they can't just come out and say that, you know. this is Obama and Hillary. And I like how they said, you know, at the tail, but the untold story behind that story is one that involves not just the Russian president, but a former American president and a woman who would like to become the next one. So as a matter of fact, I think what they're saying here is that a former president, meaning Bill Clinton, and a woman who would like to become the next one, Hillary Clinton, but they won't mention their names. But what they don't also mention is Barack Obama. He's the president of the United States, and he has to approve of these things. The same way that he has to approve of spying on Trump, which goes back to the original story. The Mueller report looks bad for Obama, but they don't show Obama's face. Obama told Susan Rice to tell her staff to stand down because they wanted to use the Russians hacking or whatever it is, interfering with American democracy in 2014 when Trump didn't announce his presidency till 2015. Telling her staff to stand down so that they can use that and say Trump colluded with Russia. And look what came of it. 2 years of everyone calling Trump a racist. 2 years of everyone calling Trump a Russian. 2 years of everyone calling Trump a racist Nazi. 2 years of everyone calling Trump a KKK. We got a KKK member, a Nazi, and a Russian spy all in one individual. I mean, Trump is a stable genius, is what you would call it. And, you know, if you're not going to take in consideration that Barack Obama might have been lying this entire time about everything, hope and change, he brought no hope and change. Let's be honest. How did he bring change to our communities when they were in a worse condition afterwards?
Well, that's why I don't tell nobody my religion. I don't tell nobody what I believe. I just state fucking facts. Deal with the fucking facts. Because everybody want to get all spiritual and all black folks want to talk about is fucking hope. Fuck your hope. Obama lied to black folks. But the way he didn't lie, because all he ever promised was fucking hope. And he's not done one motherfucking thing for African American people but fucking get their hopes up and break their fucking spirit.
That's right.
That's it.
Matrix, man.
Anything else, you can write down. You can write down what he's done for any other cross-section of people. With black folks, we always say, I was just so hopeful to see a new black president and he gave me hope. Other people, you can write down, I don't want your fucking hope. Always remember this until the day that you die. When a fucking architect builds a building, does he hope that the building is going to go up? You want to know why? Because he has a fucking plan.
And it gets done.
And it gets fucking done. Ain't no fucking hope. I don't want your fucking...
And don't give me that he tried or he couldn't do it because, no, you're the president of the United States. Go on Twitter, go in front of a camera and act like Donald Trump. Donald Trump has no problems going out there and calling everybody out. His own people, you know, the other administrations, he has no problem doing it. Because he understands that he's either going to die or he's going to have the backing of the American people, which he has. So I ask you to wake up to these things. Because these are the things that are holding us back. These are the things that you know, that are holding our country back from being very successful and lifting people out of poverty, lifting people to a better lifestyle and you know, giving the American citizens what they deserve. We are the greatest country in the world. There's no denying that. We have everything that we need. I have enough technology in front of me to probably feed an entire village in the world somewhere. That's, you know, obviously it's unfortunate, but we should be using it to help these individuals because there's plenty to go around. I'm still pissed that I have to pay $4.99. This is a lot cheaper and unfortunately I'm buying it, but I would like Poland Spring, but it's $4.99. I don't want to pay $4.99 for water. And I can't drink the tap water because it's dirty. Because our government has gone around spending trillions of dollars overseas instead of going to Flint, Michigan, digging up all the pipes and putting new stuff in, which Obama also did nothing. We'll probably get into that one day. But I just wanted to talk to you guys about this Uranium One deal, who was actually colluding with Russia. And now that we know Trump isn't, we should all get behind him and support him. We should all get behind him and say, you know what? Let's give our faith and our effort and our love into someone who's actually trying, whereas no one else has. Let us, try a new way. Try a different way of living. That's all I ask.